The name of my restaurant is Sane Cafe. It stands for So All May Eat. It's on Colfax between Race and Vine. And the idea is that everyone deserves to eat well, and so we make that available to everyone every day. When someone comes in and has lunch with us, it's all organic and local and made from scratch with the help of volunteers. The cool part about our restaurant is that no one wears a name tag that says I'm working in exchange for my food, or I'm doing community service, or I'm paying it forward. If someone comes in and doesn't have any money to leave, they can exchange work for food. But we're even flexible on that. If you only have the change in your pocket, it's okay. We're not going to turn you away. It's not like we're not going to feed you, but we're going to ask you to help and sweep the floor, maybe take the trash out, water the plants. We really want it to be a community space where everyone feels like they have ownership over it. It is certainly a special place, but we want it to feel as normal as possible for people. We're also a place for all people to dine together, which I think is really unique. You don't see a dining room full of the people here anywhere else in Denver. You can't dine in a space where a homeless guy and a single mom and an elderly guy on a fixed income and a teacher and a businessman sit down all at the same table and dine on the same delicious food in the same space. It doesn't happen anywhere else. It's really inspiring for me to have young people who come in. We have a group of second graders who come in once a month, and sometimes they water plants, and sometimes they peel onions, and sometimes they're sweeping the floor, and sometimes they're filling salt and pepper shakers, and then they stay and have lunch, and they sit down with our regular customers, and they are making connections with people month after month when they're here. And I think that's a beautiful piece of planting that seed in that young person, that you can make a difference, and that you are valued, and everyone around you is important. The idea came to us on a flight, and we started jotting down, no, there's got to be a better way to get healthy food to people who normally don't have access to it. How do we make healthy food cheap, easy, and convenient so people will choose it over like Dollar Menu or 7-Eleven or those things? It took us a while to figure out if it was legal. It turns out, we've been doing it for over 9 years, so it's kind of cool. I think the biggest reward is that I have friends who I would never have otherwise, and I've crossed paths with people who are just incredible people that I would have never known had I not created this venture. So that's blessed me in lots of ways. One day during the week, a guy walks in, and the man is just standing there grinning from ear to ear. And Brad's just kind of looking at him, and he says, "You don't know me, do you?" And it dawns on Brad that it's Kid. And he's totally clean. He's had a shower and a haircut and a shave, and he's got clean clothes on, and he looks good. And he hands across the counter his ticket to New Orleans. And he told Brad he'd been able to save up enough that he could go. And I thought I was going to miss him. I thought he was going to leave before I was going to get to see him. And so Brad convinced him to wait a couple days so that I could say goodbye to him. And so it just so happened that my parents were here that weekend and got to meet him too, and it was really awesome. And honestly, if I only helped those people, I could die today and know that I did my part. When we really started, we said, what are the things that we want this restaurant to be about? And so let's find quotes that support that, and we're going to surround ourselves with those good words every day so that they can lift everybody in the community and remind them why we're here on the planet.
You have to lay your life down in order to find true life. And laying down your life for the sake of somebody else is, I think, the essence of living.
Knowing what poverty is, aligned with parallel to my understanding, it was just an experience. It's something that's temporary. People just don't know it all the time, right? You aren't impoverished, you're more than that. And people just need their eyes open to that so that they can see a horizon and have a goal to reach for. And I think that's what we do here at Upstream Impact.
Upstream Impact is a intense anti-poverty program that actually works with people mainly in generational poverty to move them to the middle class. And it's a community approach to solving poverty as opposed to a governmental or institutional approach. And I say it serves the community because it lets a community own its own issues. You know, we have become a society where we have outsourced our care to institutions and professional organizations rather than just loving my neighbor and taking responsibility for the good and the bad inside my community and making it better. We call the families in poverty leaders because they lead their own change. We call the mentors allies because we feel that's a better term to show this equal and reciprocal relationship. So we find that actually life change happens both in the leader and the ally.
I think one of the main things that I like to think of I try to bring inspiration and hope so people can overcome challenges not by themselves, but with someone walking with them that cares.
And so that's a huge blessing to us. But we don't just throw them together and say good luck. We operate like a big family. So we have dinner every week together. We create a sense of family and love between one another and neighbors. We work in the same geographical area. We raise the support necessary to surround them with a staff that really can help support that relationship and make it beneficial.
We want to see them have accomplishments. We want to see them have futures, to have homes, to have lives.
We're kind of like the family doctor. We don't own a specific need. We actually own the person. We latch on and we become committed to one another, and then we help that individual navigate all the different resources in the communities.
To me, that's amazing. You know, that's transformation. And so that makes me want to be more earnest about anyone that I connect with so that I can see the other end of their story.
The reason we called it Upstream Impact is because we don't want to just pull bodies out of the river as they're floating down the stream. We want to go up and fix the bridge. Part of fixing the bridge is saying, let's not just help people in poverty, let's get them out. I think when you dive deep into the issue of poverty, you realize that it's not something that's fixed overnight. Our goal in the next 5 years is to get 1,000 men, women, and children in Northeast Denver out of poverty.
It's a unique work. I say that only because I don't know anyone who else is doing it. Taking responsibility for the whole person.
I'm responsible for my family.
I'm thinking about those lives that I can see where we can benefit them, show them that we're not just some program that's going to take you in, get their numbers, okay, now we're going to release you, you've gotten a job, but we really want to walk with them as friends, as part of our family.
I am so rewarded by what I do. We all have poverty within us, and only by banding together with our friends and neighbors can we help eradicate that kind of poverty.
When we ask people upon completion of the program what's been most impactful, what was the key lever for change, the allies will all say, well, they got an education, they got a good job. The leaders never say that. They always say, I have a friend. I have a family I can count on. I have a support system that is completely new and it's strong, and I've had to lean on them and they have held me up. So I think that is just so missing in our culture today because we become so individualized. That I think that strength of family is the intangible, that is the responsibility of the community to care for itself. There is no significant change in anyone's life without a significant relationship.
Squad, attention.
Well, I've been with my agency for 16 years, and during that time, I have one way or another used our Explorer program.
Carrie.
I mean, you get to see everything. You're in there in the action.
We have them come out to look for evidence in a crime, a search.
Present. Arms.
So they're always with us doing something all the time.
They definitely don't baby you. They treat you like an adult, and you get to see, what you would see if this was your career.
It's extremely rewarding in terms of the types of futures that the Exploring program helps these young women build and the ideals that are embedded in them, and they will become future leaders, and the emphasis on this program will lead to their success.
It's a great honor. You get to go to awesome events and meet and connect with a lot of people and just expand your circle of friends and just be more involved with your community.
It helped a lot with my confidence. It made sure this was something I wanted to do when I grew up, that I wanted to be a police officer. There you go. Perfect. It showed me all the aspects of everything an officer does on a daily basis.
One, you're investing in yourself. You're investing in your future, and you're investing in opportunities. Not only are you with peers who might be similarly aged and from similar backgrounds and things and similar interests, which can be a heck of a lot of fun, right? You gotta have fun with everything you do, and joining Explorer should be fun, but it's also a learning experience and allows you to learn things that are gonna propel your future and your opportunities, expand your network to leaders, just inspire you to do something that is gonna be fantastic for you and fantastic for everybody around you.
So to be part of it, I think it's really cool. You're a part of this huge organization that can not only help you out currently on what you want to try and do, but it's also, you're getting out there and you're having fun, but it's also an educational experience, and I think that's one of the coolest things.
I want them to have the same opportunities I had when I was being an explorer. I want them to see all aspects of the job, to see if this is something that they want to do, and even if it's not, to give them the confidence and the aggressiveness to go out and do whatever they want to do when they grow up.
Because I want to try and make a difference in the world. I definitely think the Explorer program will help me do that.
It feels amazing. It's just an honor to be able to be part of everything.
My responsibility is to be part of that and giving back and putting some energy around it to make sure we're doing the right thing. That's just kind of embodied in who we are.
It's the best feeling in the world. It's you watch these kids grow up and you watch them become something. It's amazing what it does.
Thank you, ladies.
It's let me just open my eyes to realize that I can be more than one thing in life and just have multiple opportunities.
Do it. It's the best thing you can do for yourself.